Mbuya mano sano mwanchu mulebeta seni kia Ndizi TV no gasemera kwano na kwabere kugotwara sabato engia nabo igokogokera emirobelio imigeta seni kiga nebiro binde ndengo kwaligania asemesa ya mangana maya elindengo manye nara yabereka gokolekana akora chingongo chonsi enye chense selgi challenge stalkinye umutinyo gatatu mwakwiga bwekiri bubere 2023 asekera stalki kiga no mutinyo ga okera omwaka abakenya bako baba chingera litko lya abaengineer hasibago sirwane kyombe gia UNESCO elindo kwemanya amanga sokwene kyobokoleri obuya ase amatuko abosyo nabigo chinga kitoroche omokonyi bomuraibwe enseri gadigashagwa abereka goteba bunanigo chishiringi chibilioni 15 nemo cyabete chikoibwa ekikyagerire eserikali etaranya kobake gukora amoncherelio asensemo ya uchumi nabigo magaye kigambiro kurogo chikabuna engana ya LGBTQ batwale obosibule asokwelikia sebyombe anigo abarekura Chinsa naboigo egati ababunge besokire naboigo kogikelia enganeyo naboigo nigo eserikali gendete komochigwa anenomono ase sector yechisemi kubatikana no morobelio OCBC asikere bagotabuna terabage kwerobere boikeranu asokwenekinga omorobelio yo nkogendererole mwanchumuli karansa ikelinde ngomenye asenchira iyo bwenye kolinde nyora Chinsemo chiche mitandao asensemo ya Facebook nabagotonyora gwitira Ndizi TV News Digital nabiga sensemeri ya YouTube nabagotonyora gwitira Ndizi TV News asensemo ya website nabagotonyora gwitira www.ndizitv.or.ke ilitariane Fridah Kerubo na Chinsema chibero kelio ni utokubotenere Joshua Auta to basaguskato basakanyegera kwira nanda segeke Kerubo sio elindengo manye amange. Ngo chaka kegima omwancho muligeria nigongo kumanyubuna chitalikinye cyumutinyo gatatu okero mwaka nelitko lyogochengera abaengineer ase ensengima ekyombe gia UNESCO nigo kwemukie egatambukero nabo igogosira abagachi ase bakurwa libaga lyokubolia amabolio nabo igogwasemigwa chinga kicho bokoleri bwabo elyokaneki obokoleri obuya amatuko abosyo.
Maybe going forward we should add an engineering open day where people can ask questions, and this can happen through the branches that we are opening throughout the country, and maybe it can be cascaded to the county, because I've seen it happening with lawyers where you have an open day and the people can come and ask any question and be guided. That will help our Kenyan people know how to properly appropriate or use our services as we practice as engineers. This journal, which I think we are in the session of launching the journal, it goes a long way to help in through research the knowledge that is being accumulated to be stored. After many years, there will be reference. I think it was only last year the person who won the Nobel Prize in Economics was being awarded for articles or writings that were done more than 40 years ago. So without storing the knowledge, people will not have a way to know the impact of the knowledge that we are getting. So it's an important step that we are doing to launch this Ajera journal.
Tinga kecho boigo ime county ya Uasin Gishu nigo abakenya baboligwe koligerelia abagachi bali babwate obumanyi bwekerengo kigoro ase tinga kecho bali ko chengera litko lya engineer boigo nigo babolia abagachi gotumika chinchera chindonge ase okweyeka chinyomba elyogo chitanga kogwa.
This year we are privileged to be talking about the world resilience in terms of sustainability, resilience in terms of our healthcare. We are talking about an all-round aspect of resilience from as the world, as we are facing the current challenges in climate change. So we want to ensure that the world is aware of these consequences, how our actions are affecting the engineering as a whole and the society as a whole. So We are here in Eldoret town to celebrate this day. We're joining the rest of the world in celebrating this day to ensure that the world is aware. The world is keen on how our actions will be impacting the future generations.
Yeah, when a building collapses, an engineer feels sorrowful because a building is a structure, and engineering is all about establishing structures that can stay for a lifetime. So when a building collapses without it being collapsed by an engineer or for any other reasons, it means there is no engineering involved in its design. So for an engineering solution, we have to have a design, and then implementation, and then commissioning. So for every design, there has to be, first of all, a design, and then it has to be supervised by an engineer. So when you see a building has collapsed, it means either a quack has been involved who is not an engineer. An engineer is somebody who is registered to be able to be responsible for a solution that he has designed. So a collapsed building indicates to you that no engineer has been involved, or a shortcut has been taken. And a shortcut, if it is taken, it will cause collapse of building. So no engineer feels happy when a building has collapsed.
Omokonyi bomurai bense Rigathi Gachagua bono nigatebire buna nigo oburai bwetete bwabete bwokuiba shilingi bilioni 15 maiga yokwena na obugambi gukia somurai bense Dr. William Ruto okwana nigabaga kwene kibuna bilioni 10 nigo cyabete chikweibwa chinga kibale kwamerelia amachibu yobocholi naboigo asensemende bilioni 5 nigo chibetwe amatukabere maiga yobocholi gokorekana kulende nigabaga kwene kibuna ayonaro agelire uchumi ya Kenya etaraba kegonchirilia.
2 days before the elections, they stole 6 billion and pretended to sell some shares from Telkom. When there was a case before Supreme Court, they stole another 10 billion, purportedly to pay some contractors. Money was being brought in cartons at Wilson Airport and flown with choppers to people's homes. And these are the people now, unasikia wanaambiwa kuja andika statement kidogo, anaingia ndege anatoroka. But I want to give you hope. Before we came in, we had been blacklisted by international leaders. We have now been given thumbs up. We can now engage the international leaders if we want any credit. They were borrowing money from banks, domestic borrowing, at 14%. Why? The reason? The people who are borrowing from government were also the owner of the banks. So we will not even negotiate the interest. We have stopped that domestic borrowing.
People of Teto, His Excellency has been very, very supportive. Many times I go to him and he gives me a full hearing, even when I have many issues. And I can tell you that your things or your issues have been articulated.
Magagaye kigambiro kurugo chikabuna LGBTQ batwale obusibole asokwelikia ase ebyombe wanigo abaraibe chikanisa babere bagwesoke bene nabayokugikelia enganeyo okwana Archbishop Philip Anyolo nigo amuchirie ekigambiro kubwatikana nenganeyo ase anekiribuna nigo bakogenda mamincha namachiko yedini yige Kristo kolende nigo abolire ebigambiro kubwatirana ne serikali naboigo abakenya ase okogendelia chimbwa chindonge asense ya Kenya.
We stand firm on the ruling that LGBT is illegal, should be prohibited, and it should not be a matter of discussion among the people, among the Kenyans. We should talk about human values and the way God has created this nature. Because we do that, then we are fighting against the nature that God himself has created, and nature cannot forgive. It's always very cruel when it is affected or attacked in one way or another.
Ngakecho boigo egati ya babunge kora chinsemo boigo nigo basokire na boigo komochia ekigambiro asepa boliriye abakenya kulinda egekoro na boigo koine kia chimbwa chindonge asense ya Kenya.
Court imeleta mambo ya ajabu. Na mimi nasimama hapa kama mjumbe wenu. Wameleta sheria ama maono kwamba ati sasa mwanaume anakubaliwa kuoa mwanaume mwenzake. ati mwanamke anakubaliwa kuoa mwanamke mwenzake. Si haya sasa hiyo itakuwaje? Si ni hayo ni maneno ya kishetani. Hii maneno ya kujaribu kuharibu morals ya community zetu, kwamba hiyo maneno hatukubali na tunakataa na tunakemea.
Katika culture yetu, tamaduni, hata wajana kwanza mambo ya kusema religious nini. Mungu hata ukisoma katika Biblia alisema aliumba mwanadamu, na baadaye akaona huyo ako peke yake, alianza mwanamume ndiye akatoa mbavu moja. Kwa hivyo ingine ambaye imetokea hii si ya Kenya.
Kuna vitu ambavyo hata haistahili kusemwa, wacha hata ile kufanywa. Hii ya kusema mwanamume na mwanamume, mwanamke na mwanamke ni vitu ambavyo haistahili hata kusemwa kwa mdomo.
Ababunge nigo besokire nabo igokomochia serikali anene mono ase sekta yechisemi ase ogoteroberia elinde kwenekia omoroberio OCBC ngokorekana ore ase nchera endonge bakoragwa no muraibwa bake ase bunge Opio Wendanyi nigo aboririe serikali gotigana no moroberio yogoika bairoberie.
We cannot continue to experiment with our children. We cannot continue to use our children as guinea pigs. And therefore, the only logical thing that the state must do is to admit that this system has failed to take off. It has failed to take off. Let us eat our humble pie and revert back to the old system by giving ourselves ample time, 2-3 more years, to consider how we can implement it in the future. At a CBC, wameshindwa kutoa pesa kuandika walimu. Wameshindwa kuleta pesa tujenge mahabara. Wameshindwa kuleta pesa tujenge madarasa. Kazi yao ni kulaumu Uhuru. Mambo ya CBC, we need a quick stakeholders meeting. Na si tafadhali tuelezane ukweli, tusiharibu masomo ya nchi hii.
CBC nyinyi mmesikia saa hii tunalipia watu wa high school, watoto wa high school. Lakini sasa CBC hawa tutawasaidia, hawana classes, hawana walimu, yani wako tu. Sasa mimi nakuunga uende wakati unapeleka hiyo, mimi pia
Boigo asensemo ya West Pokot nigo aborkia be murunganiri kubwatikana no bokongo bagwetera elyo kweneki omoroberio OCBC oikiranire asensemo ya junior secondary okwana nigo banekebuna serikali tiraba ebintu bisaine anemono asensemo ya magacho ebitabu na boigo kuba aborokia asebabulia omwaziri wechisemi Ezekiel Machogugo talira chinsemecho na boigo gokora amoncholerio.
Tumepata vitabu kutoka kwa serikali. Tumepata vitabu viwili tu ya Kiingereza, that is English and life skills. Those are the only books that we have received by now. So tunaona kwamba kufunza imekuwa ngumu, ila shule tumefanya shughuli, tumeenda kununua vitabu kutoka kwa bookshops ambazo walimu wanatumia kama reference books kufunza wanafunzi.
Tunaomba mambo ya transition, mambo ya junior secondary, kwamba serikali iwe na mipango ambayo iliyo bora kwa watoto wetu. Maana mpaka saa hizi watoto hawajasoma, hakuna vitabu, hakuna walimu wa kutosha, mashule madarasa hayapatikani, na ile hali tunaambiwa kwamba sasa shule imeng'oa nanga. Tunaomba waziri wa elimu Ezekiel Machoku pamoja na wale ambao mnashikilia nyanja za elimu, msaidie kuangalia, mufika West Pokot, muangalie mashule zinapatikana. Maana saa hizi watoto wanateseka sana, hawana masomo.
Mwanchu murigereria kurwa sorboti runi na ikire omoilio bwa mangana maya asibire biga kuri ndengo gosabato basa uskato basa konyegera gikoraga ensa emo ayona mange ningo yaletre asenchera iyo wikirano inyora sensemo chichi mitandao asensemo ya Facebook na bagotonyara gwitira Ndizi TV News Digital na baga sensemo ya YouTube na bagotonyara gwitira Ndizi TV News asensemo ya website na bagotonyara gwitira www www.ndizitv.or.ke. Magech kamera soko ne kibna ebicha na boigo eliogire gwikira sole asinchira ya bene nere petronira mukira tobeto kubatenere Joshua Auta Chinsa mochi biorokerelio nenchelia ne Fridah Kerubo ngukuganilia oboligerelia obuya.